On Earth, where the pressure could crush you instantly. Pitch black, 7 miles down. In 1960, 2 men went there. What they saw changed everything. A fish, alive, where nothing should exist. Since then, we've walked on the moon, sent robots to Mars. But our own ocean? We've explored less than 5%. Creatures we've never seen. Mountains bigger than Everest. It produces half the oxygen you breathe. We still have no idea what's down there. Full video drops tomorrow.
This is you. Wait, no, this is you. And you want to conquer the world of Dominion? Here are what you have to do. Slaying small demons, grab the sword. Slaying another. Not that. Did you see his number? Now that you are big and strong, find the dungeon, kill the boss, get some loot, share your adventure with trustworthy, reliable friends. Better to create a squad with...
Let me say this very clearly. Plastic is inside your body right now. Not metaphorically, not eventually, not maybe. Right now. Inside your blood, inside your lungs, inside your brain. And this is not a theory. In 2024, heart surgeons in Europe cut open human arteries and found plastic fused into the artery walls. Not floating, not loose, embedded. They studied 257 living patients. More than half had plastic particles inside their arteries. Then they followed these people for 3 years. The patients with plastic in their arteries were 4.5 times more likely to die. 4.5. Let that number hit you. This isn't an environmental issue anymore. This isn't about oceans or turtles. This is a medical emergency hiding in plain sight. And the most disturbing part? You didn't choose this. You were never warned. You were never asked. You were never given consent. Today we're going to uncover how plastic entered the human body, why doctors are alarmed, what this could mean for your future, and what you can still do starting today. Stay with me, because the next 40 minutes may permanently change how you live. Doctors found plastic inside human arteries, and it increased death risk 4.5 times. Watch the full video. This affects you. To understand how plastic ended up inside our bodies, we have to rewind time. For 99.9% of human history, plastic did not exist. Food was stored in glass or clay. Clothes were cotton, wool, or silk. Water touched stone, metal, or wood. Then came the 1950s. Plastic was a miracle. Cheap, light, unbreakable. And that was the problem. Plastic doesn't disappear. It breaks. A bottle doesn't vanish. It fractures into microplastics. Then, nanoplastics, so small, they're invisible. So small, they pass through filters. So small, they pass through cells. For decades, scientists believed plastic stayed outside the body. They were wrong. In 2022, microplastics were found in human blood, in lungs, in breast milk, in placentas, in livers, in brain tissue. The blood-brain barrier failed. The placental barrier failed. The human body, evolved over millions of years, was not designed for this. Plastic didn't just surround us, it entered us. The ocean absorbs our mistake. Every year, scientists estimate that more than 11 million metric tons of plastic enter the ocean. But here's what most people misunderstand. The ocean doesn't just collect plastic, it processes it. Sunlight breaks chemical bonds. Waves grind surfaces down. Salt accelerates fragmentation. Plastic doesn't remain whole. It becomes dust. Invisible fragments drift through the water column like snow. Plankton, the foundation of the marine food web, mistake microplastics for food. They ingest them. Small fish eat plankton. Medium fish eat small fish. Large predators eat everything beneath them. Plastic doesn't dilute, it concentrates. This process is called bioaccumulation. By the time plastic reaches tuna, salmon, or shellfish, it's no longer just passing through. It's embedded in tissue. Researchers have now identified microplastics in fish gills, fish livers, fish muscle. That means seafood doesn't only contain protein and omega-3s, it contains the chemical history of our pollution. And when humans eat fish, the chain does not end. It continues inside us. Plastic enters your body in 3 primary ways. 1. You eat it. Microplastics have been detected in seafood, salt, rice, fruits and vegetables grown in contaminated soil. Plastic particles settle into soil from the air. Plants absorb them through their roots. Food packaging adds another layer. When food is heated in plastic containers, plastic shedding increases dramatically. That microwave-safe label? It does not mean plastic-free. It means the container won't melt. 2. You drink it.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Enemy battleship sunk. Enemy battleship detected.
Enemy submarine spotted. Attention, reporting the target position.
Enemy heavily damaged. Enemy battleship detected.
Microplastics are now found in bottled water, tap water, groundwater, rainwater. In some bottled water samples, researchers found hundreds of thousands of plastic particles per liter. In many cases, plastic particles outnumber minerals. 3. You breathe it. Indoor air contains plastic fibers shed from synthetic clothing, carpets, upholstery, curtains. Every breath carries microscopic threads, and once plastic enters the body, it does not stay where it lands. Plastic has been found in blood, lungs, placenta, and brain. Share this. people deserve to know. Now, here's where this stops being abstract science. Dr. Tracy Woodruff is one of the world's leading environmental health scientists at UCSF. She teaches others how to avoid toxic exposure. When she became pregnant, she followed every rule. No plastic containers, filtered water, fresh food, natural fabrics. After birth, she donated her placenta for research. The results stunned her. Her placenta contained 12 different plastic chemicals, from food packaging, from synthetic clothing, from air pollution, from tire dust. Plastic inside the organ that kept her baby alive. She later said, "That was the moment I realized this problem is far bigger than personal choice. And this is the real conflict. Plastic exposure is unavoidable. You breathe it, you eat it, you drink it. Indoor air contains plastic fibers. Water contains plastic particles. Heat releases plastic into food. Babies are now born pre-contaminated. And here's the most dangerous part. Plastic production exploded after 1950, meaning the first fully exposed generation is only now aging. We don't know what happens after 60 or 70 years. We are living inside a global experiment, and the data is still coming in. Now we reach the most difficult question. Does plastic cause cancer? Here is the scientifically honest answer. Plastic itself is not a radioactive toxin, but plastic is a chemical carrier. Microplastics act like sponges, absorbing and transporting BPA phthalates, PFAS, heavy metals. Many of these chemicals are classified as endocrine disruptors, carcinogenic or potentially carcinogenic, immune system disruptors. Cancer does not appear overnight. It emerges when cells are subjected to chronic stress. Animal studies show increased tumor risk when microplastics are present. Human epidemiological data is still developing, and that is the danger. We are the first generation to experience lifetime exposure. A scientist found plastic inside her own placenta. Watch the full story. Here's where the story turns and gives hope. Instead of asking, "Can we avoid plastic entirely?" scientists asked, "Can we reduce exposure enough to matter?" Dr. Woodruff ran a controlled experiment. 2 groups, same city, same air, same water. One group changed nothing. One group made simple daily changes for 30 days. No extremes, no perfection. After 30 days, plastic exposure markers dropped by 73%. Measured, verified.
This year, Ranch Airlo proudly celebrates 60 years of building brighter futures. We're also honored to share that we have been named one of Saskatchewan's top employers for the 15th consecutive year. This recognition feels especially meaningful in our anniversary year, as it reflects the dedication and voices of the people who bring our mission to life each day.
I love working at Ranch Airlo because it's important to me to be able to help people.
There's a high value put on family and work-life balance, and that's something that's also important to me, so our values are very much aligned.
Everyone here is like family.
We're always trying to do better.
because I like to be part of the special need community.
The amount of opportunities.
Get to have an impact on children, youth, adults, and families' lives.
It's all about the relationships. I love making connections with our youth and their families.
It's never boring.
They really do care about you, and there's so many supports.
It's the culture, it's the people, it's working for the kids and making differences.
Definitely the teamwork. Everyone has your back.
It's the education, the learning opportunities. That's why I came here, actually, because I could keep on growing.
Every day is something different, and it's super rewarding seeing the kids progress.
It always felt like a welcoming place, and still does today.
This game, you're not ready for it.
You're in the middle of this beautiful sci-fi environment, and you're seeing intrigue, the espionage, the alliances form, the power that just shifts around, and it's amazing to watch.
This is primary to secondary. Simple actions can have massive effects.
You can cooperate with people, compete with them, make friendships, deceive them, betray them.
It's amazing to think that it's just other players.
More players start coming. It just starts this complete cascade of actions, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh my God, here we go.
It is a free-for-all. People get locked up and shot instantly. People start dying left, right, and centre. It's just something that you can't get anywhere else. It's just the rush like no other.
Open.
Everybody's on this journey and writing their own stories, and that is probably the simplest way I can describe it.
Things continue to change and evolve. It's awesome. I love it. Part of Eve.
Repeated. Later, during another pregnancy, Dr. Woodruff followed these habits again. Her placenta showed over 60% less plastic. Same woman, same environment, different outcome. This proved something critical. Plastic exposure is not binary. Reduction works. Small changes compound. Plastic exposure dropped 73% in just 30 days. Save this. As awareness grew, pressure followed. Parents demanded answers. Consumers changed habits. Governments began discussing regulation. And the plastic industry reacted. Plastic companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars lobbying against restrictions. Not because plastic is safe, but because plastic is profitable.
This is no longer just science. It's a battle between public health and corporate convenience. The side that wins depends on awareness. Why plastic companies fight regulation.
Share this truth. Here's the truth. You don't need to panic. You don't need to be perfect. But you cannot be ignorant anymore. Every plastic container you stop heating, every filter you install, every choice you change, it matters. Because demand shapes markets. Markets shape policy. Policy shapes the future. One day, history books will say, plastic was found inside every human body. And future generations will ask, what did they do when they found out? Now you know. Comment one habit you'll change this week. Share this with someone you care about. Subscribe for stories that actually matter.
You, just you, building your app on Base 44. Describe it.
You are in a titanium sphere the size of a small car. Outside, the pressure is 20 atmospheres. That means every square inch of your submersible is being crushed with 294 pounds per square inch of force. Your skull would collapse in 0.3 seconds. You descended past 200 meters 4 minutes ago. That was the moment you left the photic zone, the last place sunlight penetrates. You are now in the twilight zone, the mesopelagic, the place where the rules change. And then you see it. A dragonfish, 20 centimeters long, needle teeth, eyes like beads. And it is the blackest thing you have ever seen. Not metaphorically black, not dark, black. It absorbs 99.956% of visible light. The submersible's 20,000 lumen floods hit its skin and vanish. No reflection, no scatter, just consumption. You thought you understood darkness. You were wrong. Darkness down here has architecture. By the time you reach 200 meters, the laws of surface biology have been rewritten. By 1,000 meters, they've been deleted. By 6,000 meters, what survives shouldn't be called life. It should be called defiance. Let's start with the first impossible thing. The dragonfish sees in red light. Red light does not exist past 5 meters underwater. Water absorbs light based on wavelength. Red, the longest visible wavelength, is absorbed first. By the time you're 10 meters down, red is completely gone. Not dim, gone. The photons have been converted to heat. The dragonfish lives at 1,500 meters. There is no red light. There has never been red light in its entire evolutionary history. And yet, it produces red bioluminescence. And it can see red bioluminescence. Human eyes have 3 types of cone cells: red sensitive, green sensitive, blue sensitive. We see the wavelengths we evolved to see, the wavelengths that exist in our environment. The dragonfish did not evolve red-sensitive photoreceptors. It stole them. Dragonfish larvae live near the ocean's surface. They feed on copepods and other zooplankton that have consumed phytoplankton.
Morning. Looks like Sportselect's been around since 1990. I'm since 1990. That's
In those copepods are chlorophyll derivatives, breakdown products of the photosynthetic machinery from the algae they ate. Most fish excrete these compounds as waste. Dragonfish sequester them, transport them to the retina, and repurpose them as light-detecting molecules. It's not direct theft. It's metabolic salvage across 3 trophic levels. The same molecular family plants use to capture sunlight, the dragonfish uses to hunt in a color that doesn't exist. And here's the violation that breaks intuition. The dragonfish does 2 things no other deep-sea predator does. 1. Produces red bioluminescence. 2. Can detect red bioluminescence. Most deep-sea creatures evolved to see blue and green, the wavelengths bioluminescence produces. The dragonfish created a private channel. It hunts using a flashlight its prey cannot see. This is not adaptation. This is innovation. And it is just the beginning. 200 meters. Stolen vision. 500 meters, private wavelengths. 1,000 meters, entering the midnight zone. We've seen how they perceive. Now we examine how they disappear. The dragonfish is not the only black thing down here. There are at least 16 species of ultra-black fish. Different families, different evolutionary lineages. But all of them converged on the same solution. Be invisible to bioluminescence. Normal fish skin reflects about 4% of light, enough to create a faint silhouette if a bioluminescent predator passes by. Ultra-black fish skin reflects 0.044% of light. The secret is in the architecture. Their skin contains structures called melanosomes, organelles packed with melanin pigment. But it's not the pigment that makes them black. It's the geometry. The melanosomes are shaped and spaced to create a labyrinth. Light enters. It bounces between pigment structures. Each bounce absorbs a little more energy. The light never escapes. We invented Vantablack in 2014 for stealth technology and telescope baffles. Fish invented it 200 million years ago. And here's the cost. If you are invisible to predators, you are also invisible to mates. Ultra-black fish solve this with bioluminescent patterns, tiny glowing photophores on their bodies. The only parts of them that exist visually are the lights they choose to turn on. They communicate in constellations. The vampire squid lives in one of the most hostile zones in the ocean, the oxygen minimum zone. Between 600 and 1,200 meters, oxygen concentration drops to 3% of surface levels. Humans black out at 10% oxygen. Most fish suffocate at 15%. The vampire squid thrives at 3%. And if you cut one open, it bleeds blue. Surface organisms, including humans, use hemoglobin to transport oxygen. Hemoglobin is iron-based. It turns red when oxygenated. The vampire squid uses hemocyanin, copper-based. It turns blue when oxygenated. In warm, oxygen-rich water, hemoglobin is more efficient. In cold, low-oxygen water, copper wins. Hemocyanin binds oxygen up to 3 times more efficiently than hemoglobin in the vampire squid's environment. The cost? Hemocyanin requires more energy to produce. The vampire squid's metabolism is slow, patient. It drifts motionless for hours, waiting for prey to stumble into its arms. It does not hunt. It intercepts. Every night, the largest migration on Earth occurs. You cannot see it from the surface, but instruments can. Lanternfish. Billions of them, rising from the safety of the midnight zone to feed in surface waters. Every single night, they ascend 1,000 meters. Every single morning, they descend 1,000 meters. For a human-sized organism, this would be equivalent to climbing and descending Mount Everest daily for your entire life. The energy cost is brutal. Vertical migration consumes 20 to 40% of the lanternfish's daily caloric intake, just for the commute. So why do it? Surface equals food. Depth equals survival. At the surface during daylight, visual predators, tuna, marlin, seabirds, can see you. Predation risk extreme. At 1,000 meters, there is no sunlight. Visual hunting is nearly impossible. Predation risk minimal. If this equation tilts even slightly, if food decreases, or migration cost increases, or predators adapt, the species collapses. Lanternfish are proof the equation balances. We've documented the tools. Now we examine the cost. This is the abyssal zone, 4,000 to 6,000 meters deep. The average depth of the world's oceans is 3,688 meters. This is where most of the ocean exists, and it is almost completely empty. Deep-sea organisms did not choose the abyss. They were pushed here. 252 million years ago, the Permian extinction, the worst extinction event in Earth's history, killed 96% of all marine species. Shallow seas became toxic. Volcanic gases turned oceans acidic. Oxygen vanished. The survivors were refugees. They fled to the deep, where pressure was immense, where food was scarce, where light did not exist. And they stayed. For 250 million years, they evolved in isolation, adapting to conditions so extreme they might as well be on another planet. In the deepest trenches, the Hadal Zone, evolution runs separate experiments. Trenches are isolated from each other. A fish in the Mariana Trench cannot reach the Tonga Trench. They are separated by abyssal plains as impassable as deserts. Each trench is its own evolutionary petri dish. The abyss is a filter. Every 1,000 meters removes 90% of life. What reaches the bottom is not the strongest, it is the most desperate. The Greenland shark lives longer than any vertebrate on Earth. Radiocarbon dating of eye lens proteins, which form at birth and are never replaced, reveals ages of at least 272 years, with some individuals estimated at 400+ years. But even the conservative estimates make them the longest-lived vertebrates on Earth. And the upper estimates? If accurate, some sharks alive today were born before the scientific revolution. Their heart rate is approximately 6 beats per minute. They grow 1 centimeter per year. They do not reach sexual maturity until approximately age 150. The water they live in is just above freezing, minus 1.5 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, biochemical reactions slow exponentially. Metabolic rate is temperature dependent. Cold water equals slow metabolism. Slow metabolism equals slow growth. Slow growth equals delayed maturity. Delayed maturity equals extended lifespan. The trade-off is absolute. Speed and heat equals death. Stillness and cold equals time. So much time you outlive empires. In 2019, during a routine bathymetric survey of the Challenger Deep, instruments recorded something unexpected. Below 8,000 meters, below where most fish can exist. The contact lasted 11 minutes, moving at approximately 0.4 meters per second, then vanished. It was filed as unidentified biological contact. No follow-up expedition has relocated it, but the data remains. For decades, scientists believed life could theoretically exist at any ocean depth. Pressure was a challenge, not a ceiling. In 2024, that assumption shattered. The Mariana snailfish holds the record for deepest living fish, found at 8,178 meters in the Mariana Trench. When researchers analyzed its tissue, they found extreme concentrations of a molecule called TMAO, trimethylamine N-oxide. At extreme pressure, proteins, the molecular machines that run all life, begin to collapse. The pressure disrupts the bonds holding their shape. When proteins lose their shape, they lose their function. When they lose their function, the organism dies. TMAO acts as a chemical anchor. It stabilizes proteins under crushing pressure. Surface fish, approximately 50 millimolar TMAO. 1,000-meter fish, approximately 150 millimolar. Mariana snailfish, approximately 300 millimolar, the highest concentration ever measured. Here's the breakthrough. Scientists calculated the maximum pressure TMAO can counteract. The answer: approximately 8,400 meters depth. An entire planet's worth of ocean where fish cannot exist. Below 8,400 meters, even maxed out TMAO cannot save proteins. For fish, the ceiling is absolute. But fish are not the only form of life. Single-celled organisms, bacteria, archaea, have been found at full ocean depth, 10,994 meters. They survive using entirely different strategies. No complex organs, no nervous system, just chemical gradients and membrane pumps. The 8,400-meter limit applies to multicellular animal life. What exists below that line is no longer anything we would recognize as an animal. In 2024, researchers published something disturbing. Amphipods collected from the deepest ocean trenches, depths exceeding 10,000 meters, contain microplastic concentrations higher than surface fish. Trenches act as gravity funnels. Microplastics have near-neutral buoyancy. They don't sink quickly. But over months and years, biofouling, algae and bacteria colonizing the plastic surface, adds weight. Eventually, they sink. And because trenches are topographic low points, currents concentrate debris there. Once plastic reaches the Hadal zone, it cannot leave. No upwelling, no predators migrating upward to redistribute it. The deepest places on Earth are one-way garbage chutes, and the contamination is permanent. We polluted the Hadal zone before we finished mapping it. The abyss was supposed to be untouched. It was supposed to be the last refuge. We've mapped what exists. Now we project what will exist. Ocean warming doesn't just raise temperatures, it removes oxygen. Warm water holds less dissolved gas than cold water. As oceans heat, they release oxygen. The oxygen minimum zone, currently between 600 and 1,200 meters, is expanding. Projections suggest it will rise to 500 meters by 2100. That means lanternfish, and everything else that vertically migrates, will have to travel through even thicker hypoxic zones. The commute becomes more experts. The equation tilts. If migration becomes too costly, lanternfish populations collapse. If lanternfish collapse, everything that eats them collapses. If predation pressure at depth decreases, whale falls decrease. If whale falls decrease, abyssal scavengers starve. The deep ocean survives on scraps from above. If the surface ecosystem fails, the abyss empties. Hydrothermal vents are oases in the abyss. Chemosynthetic bacteria convert toxic hydrogen sulfide into energy. They form the base of a food web that doesn't need sunlight. Each vent field is isolated. Species evolve independently, like islands. These same vent fields sit on top of valuable minerals, deposits worth trillions. Deep-sea mining, currently in exploratory phases, targets these deposits. When you vacuum the sea floor, you don't just remove rocks, you remove habitat. You smother chemosynthetic bacteria. You collapse entire ecosystems. We are planning to destroy ecosystems we haven't finished discovering. We have already scheduled extinctions. We just don't know which species yet. You ascend. The pressure releases incrementally. Your instruments return to normal ranges. At 200 meters, you crossed a threshold. Biology became engineering. At 1,000 meters, metabolism became mathematics. At 4,000 meters, life became patience. At 8,000 meters, life became a dare. You return to a world of air and light and warmth. We are surface creatures, pretending to explore the deep. We can visit. We cannot survive. Below 8,400 meters, fish cannot exist. TMAO fails. Proteins collapse. Cellular machinery stops. And yet, on March 17, 2024, a research submersible recorded sonar contact in the Challenger Deep. Movement detected. Size unknown. Classification unknown. The contact moved too quickly to be geological settling, too slowly to be equipment drift, too deliberately to be current-driven debris, biological. Bacterial mats can move. Gelatinous colonies of single-celled organisms can drift in coordinated patterns, but they don't move deliberately. They don't move at 0.3 meters per second. They don't maintain non-random trajectories for 14 minutes. We know there is movement. We do not know what moves, or whether what is even the right question. The abyss is not empty. It is patient.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, we need to...
November 20th, 1820, South Pacific. The whaling ship Essex rocks gently in glassy water. Owen Chase, first mate, stands at the bow. He's watching something surface half a mile out. It's not the blow that catches his attention first. It's the sound, not a whale's exhalation, not the breathy whoosh he's heard 1,000 times. This is sharper, mechanical, like a pressure valve releasing inside a factory. Then the head breaks the surface, and the proportions are wrong. The head is enormous, not just large, dominant. 1/3 of the entire animal is skull. The front is squared off like a battering ram. The top is flat, geometric. Chase has killed whales for 7 years. He's seen right whales, humpbacks, bowheads. Their heads make sense. Streamlined, proportional, This doesn't look like an animal. This looks like industrial equipment. The whale dives. 20 minutes later, it surfaces again, 200 meters away, aimed directly at the ship. It accelerates. Chase will later describe the impact as the sound of a hammer striking a stone wall, followed by the cracking of every timber in the bow. The Essex sinks in under 10 minutes. The crew survives in lifeboats for 93 days. Some resort to cannibalism. The incident inspires Moby Dick, but here's what doesn't make it into Melville's novel. When whalers finally dissected a sperm whale head in the decades that followed, they found something they had no language for. The skull wasn't filled with bone. It was filled with oil, not blubber, not fat, not brain tissue, a reservoir, industrial grade. 2 tons of liquid wax suspended in chambers, laced through nasal architecture surrounding a brain that had been relocated to make room for the machinery. They named the oil spermaceti because they thought it was seminal fluid. They were wrong, but they were right about one thing. Nothing about a whale's head is normal. And in 2026, we're still figuring out why. Let's start with the basic architecture, because it violates almost everything we know about mammalian skulls. Your skull is a bone dome. Its job is simple: